What is it about a dog like Bear that makes absolutely everyone fall in love with him except the one person who matters most to this story? The cops pulled up with sirens flashing, and Agatha was already pointing at my dog like she had personally uncovered a crime scene. She was screaming about a dangerous beast. Bear, my enormous fluffy Newfoundland, was flat on his back in the grass with all four paws in the air while a toddler gave him a belly rub. I knew exactly how this was going to go. For context, Bear is not your average dog. He is 120 pounds of living shag carpet with a heartbeat and droopy eyes that permanently communicate mild confusion and deep contentment. When I adopted him from the rescue, the paperwork described him as too lazy for an active household. I read that as ideal roommate and signed immediately. No endless zoomies, no chewed furniture, just a massive loaf of a dog who treats movement as genuinely optional. He became a neighborhood celebrity almost immediately. Kids sprinted across the street to hug him. Teenagers asked for selfies. Elderly folks stopped to compliment his distinguished fluff and ask his name. He was essentially our block's unofficial therapy dog, available to anyone who needed a moment with something soft and warm. Anyone except Agatha. Agatha lived nearby, and every single time she saw us, she muttered irresponsible dog owner under her breath like it was my legally assigned title. She had filed complaints. She had given speeches. She had appointed herself the sole authority on what constituted appropriate canine behavior in our neighborhood. The morning had started peacefully enough. Bear waddled into the park, located a suitable tree, flopped down underneath it, and decided that was the end of the walk. I sat on the grass nearby scrolling my phone. The sun was out. Birds were doing their thing. Bear was already snoring. Then Agatha appeared. She stormed across the park like she was the appointed sheriff of an entire dedicated to hating dogs and everything adjacent to them. Control your animal, she barked. Why isn't that beast on a leash? I gestured toward Bear, who was, at that precise moment, producing sounds that suggested he was dreaming about something pleasant. Mom, I said, the only thing that needs controlling is figuring out when we need to go home. Her eyes narrowed. Don't play dumb. He growled at me last week. I paused. You mean the sound he makes when someone scratches that spot behind his left ear? I asked. Because that's just how he expresses happiness. Technically, it's more of a groan. She did not find this clarification helpful. I saw her pull out her phone. I assumed she was calling someone to complain. I did not assume she was calling the police. That felt like an escalation beyond anything I had prepared for on a Tuesday morning in the park. Two officers arrived within minutes. Full light. They stepped out and surveyed the scene. Agatha immediately began her presentation. Dangerous animal, uncontrolled beast, public menace. She was pointing and gesturing and building what she clearly believed was an airtight case. The officers listened. Then they looked at Bear. Bear was still on his back. The toddler was still providing belly rub. Bear's tail was wagging slowly in the particular rhythm of a dog who has achieved complete peace with the universe. One of the officers pressed his lips together. The other turned away briefly. Both of them were clearly trying extremely hard not to laugh. Mom, the taller one said carefully, is this the dangerous animal you called about? That one, Agatha said firmly. That enormous beast right there. The officer looked at Bear again. Bear chose this moment to roll slightly to one side, release a sound that could only be described as a sigh of absolute contentment, and then extend one enormous paw toward the toddler in what appeared to be a request for the belly rubs to continue. Both officers lost it completely. Not quiet smiles, full genuine laughter, the kind that takes over your whole body. The taller one composed himself enough to explain gently to Agatha that based on his professional assessment, the animal did not appear to pose a credible threat to public safety at this time. His partner was still wiping his eyes. Agatha was furious. I thanked them both and they headed back to their car still grinning. One of them looked back at Bear one more time before getting in. Bear had fallen back asleep. Case closed. Subscribe because some dangerous beasts are just 120 pounds of fluffy contentment asking a toddler for belly rubs. And those stories deserve to be told. New stories every week. Hit that button.